Hi, this is sbfavor Thinking, and my name is sbfavor. I have two awesome people with me today, a young couple by the name of Brandon and Jalyn, and they would like to share why it is important to be loyal and, of course, marry at a young age. They married at a young age, and guess what? I admire them. So I invited them here today so they can share something inspirational to you, with you. So, Brandon, let me ask you this question. Why did you decide to get married at a young age? Because in society people look at you like, oh well, you're young, you shouldn't marry, you can get with a lot of chicks and all that, and you know how people talk, right? So why did you get married at a young age?
Well, for me, it has a lot to do with how I was brought up. A lot of my upbringing,
Mm-hmm.
like grandparents, parents, a lot of aunts and uncles, were married at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
They got married young, and to this day, they're still married, long marriage and stuff like that. So it's kind of been normal for me. But believe it or not, when I was probably about maybe 14, 15, maybe 16, maybe. But I
Okay.
reached the point where it's like, I'm never going to be married. I don't desire to be married.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, what happened? Well, when my wife gets on you a bit, she'll be able to tell you more.
That's fine. Go ahead.
But for me, we've been together since we were in middle school.
Okay.
So that was about at age 13
Awesome.
to about probably 14 and a half,
Mm-hmm.
and then off and on for a little bit.
Okay.
But long story short, we get there and we get to the point of growth where we're both going to church, we're getting closer to God, and I think the main reason why we got married early is the transformation process. So, according to Romans 12:2 says, don't
Awesome.
copy the behaviors, customs of this world, but let God transform you
Yes.
to the person by the way you think. And I think that our thinking changed a lot.
Okay.
And that is why, we stopped doing certain things, if you know what I mean. We stopped doing certain things.
Yes.
And decided to take the best route of marriage, because marriage is a biblical thing.
That's awesome. That's really, really awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You know why? Because being young and making a conscious decision to be loyal to one person and to invest in that person that you decide to be with a commitment to God, trusting that God will maintenance and bless the relationship. I commend you as a young man to make that decision, because some men think it's normal to just be with multiple women. So I commend you. I truly commend you. So, Jalyn, let's hear your side of why you decided to get married. Because this topic is about, somebody young like yourself getting married. Because you're a beautiful woman. You can have anybody you want. And you can just dress a certain way and go out and have a good time and take the numbers. But hey, you said, you know what? I want to check out Brandon. So tell the people why you wanted to check out Brandon.
So on the backside to what he said, I grew up the complete opposite way, where there was probably about 2 marriages in my entire family that I've seen stay together for my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up from that, marriage was definitely the very last thing on my mind as far as me being a 19-year-old.
Okay.
So I would definitely say, leading up to when me and Brandon got back together, I was not, my head was not in the church.
Okay.
I was not trying to do stuff. I was not trying to go to church. Sunday morning, I was recuperating from whatever I did on Saturday night.
Honesty. Go ahead.
So honestly, I would say that the main thing to me was I had to really be real with myself and think about my goals and where I wanted to be in life. And the route that I was going, it wasn't the best for me, and I knew it wasn't. And I really think I had to just start my own walk with God and stop listening to what everybody else told me about God and start to really understand Him and grow a relationship with Him for myself. I always knew He was there. I always heard Him when I was doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing. but
Yes.
I wasn't worried about him. So I would say that the reason I decided to get married at a young age was because number one, I fell in love, and I felt like, why wait? And if this is what God has for my life, then I'm gonna tackle it and I'm gonna go hard at it with everything I have. So I decided to get married at a young age, and not everybody was for it, but
Hmm.
I had to realize that this is my plan for my life and this is what God has in store for me, and I was excited about it. So I took the leap and I do not regret it.
Wow. I love everything you just said, and somebody needs to hear that. And once again, you're honorable. You're honorable. What you said was honest and real. And guess what? Deciding to be with one person and seeing what God has for you, that was the right decision. That was really the right decision. And I commend that as well. So, Brandon, let me ask you this question. So, being married at a young age, do you have any concerns, or is it something that sometimes you are unsure about, or you go with the flow because you trust God? Tell us about that.
I think that's the only thing you can do is go with the flow, go with what God is doing. Because I believe, like, okay, getting married young,
Mm-hmm.
um, as most people say, the downside to that is you're young, you're too young, you haven't lived
Mm-hmm.
yet, or you haven't done
Right.
this yet. The beauty of being married young is that we get a chance to grow together,
Yes.
and that's probably that's the day to day thing. We're constantly growing. We're
Mm-hmm.
constantly growing every day.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And when I think about your relationship, I think about the word safety, because when you decide to be loyal to one person and you decide to just be with that one person, it's a place of safety. I mean, think about all the people in the world that are in multiple relationships. They're doing all kinds of things with their bodies, sleeping around with multiple people, and that's not a place of safety. So, Jalyn, tell me, are there any concerns? Do you think that getting married at a young age was something that um, you were certain to do, or do you have any concerns about it? Or just share with the people what your concerns are, or if you had any concerns.
I will say that in the beginning, I was nervous. I mean, it was a new experience for me.
Hmm.
I'm young, and there was not really the best marriages, in front of me to view as growing up.
Hmm.
So I definitely had concerns, and I definitely was nervous. And the way that I grew up has shaped my relationship today. So I would say, exactly what Brandon said. Every day is a growing process. We're still growing together, we're learning still about each other. But if we were going to be together anyway, there's no difference. We would still be growing together. We would still be learning together. And I'm not saying that it's easy, but I'm
Yes.
not saying that it's, the end of the world.
Okay.
We enjoy our time together. We have fun together, and we live. That's all we do. We live, and we take everything that we do to God. I think that's the
Awesome.
key to us staying together is everything we need, we take it to God first.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So, on that note, Brandon, what can you say in closing to share with the males to inspire them to understand that there are benefits when you choose one woman to be with? Can you inspire somebody?
I would say, let's see, to the men out there. Uh, there's a lot of benefits to being married to one woman,
Mm-hmm.
or being with women, that is.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said in the beginning, marriage is a biblical thing.
Mm-hmm.
And God is a God of order. He likes things to be done in order. That's why marriage is order,
Yes.
tithing, stuff like that. He's a God of order. Anytime your life is in order
Mm-hmm.
with God, things flow completely differently.
Mm-hmm.
Just like my my pastor says this way: there could be like a very a drink machine. That drink machine looks very well until you put your cup up there and it says it's out of order.
Right.
It's not going to go. It's not going how you want it to go.
Right.
So I would say trust God in everything you do,
Yes.
and let Him guide you. Like, even if you're not a God person, or you don't believe in God, or that's not your thing, try it.
Yes.
Stick to one person, build with that person, because I believe that there is somebody for everybody.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And so, Jalyn, can you inspire some young woman out there? Tell her something that you would like for her to know about the benefits of just being with that one man, and how you're in a good place. Inspire somebody.
I would say first to all the ladies, my number one thing was that I couldn't give somebody all of me until I really knew myself and I trusted myself and I loved myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, stop looking for a boyfriend. Stop looking for a boyfriend. That is my thing. Stop looking for a boyfriend. Find yourself, learn yourself, understand yourself, and somebody, a man that loves you and that wants to be with you, he's gonna find you. He's gonna come find you, and it's all gonna feel right. There's not gonna be no question in your mind. So if you're questioning something, then that's not it.
Wow, that's awesome. I thank you both for sharing your experience and everything that you thought about, and the things that came to you to decide to get married. And I pray God continues to bless you. I thank you so much for just sharing your experience. And I hope that the young people out there are inspired. I pray that not just young people, even older people, that they are inspired to get it right. So thank you, listeners, for just taking the time out to listen today. And again, this is SB Favor Thinking, and my name is SB Favor. If you need to contact me, please contact me at sbfavor@yahoo.com. You can also reach me at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at SB Favor. Thank you so much for listening, and have a good day.